So as you know, last week was our official Tuesdays at 2 date, but we've been working on something special and it wasn't quite ready yet. So we popped on real quick to let you know that we would be doing it this week. And here we are. Um, Great to see you too, Deb. No, Leslie, you didn't miss anything yet. We're waiting for you.
Oh, good. Leslie's here. We can get started.
Yes. And Liz, we do not do live on YouTube, but we will post our videos on YouTube after we do the Facebook Live. Brenda does that all for us. And so we were just kind of talking about how last week we didn't do our official show, but we did ask you guys to guess what our special announcement might be. And we got a lot of guesses. And if you didn't see, we pulled the three winners, and they each got 25% off their next order. And I saw Becky Meyer is here. She was one of our winners. And Pam Clark and Carolyn Weinert. And Pam and Becky, you should have received an email from Brenda just recently within the last half hour that has your code to use that 20%.
You said 25 the first
Oh,
time.
I'm sorry, 20%. 20%.
Brenda's having a panic
She's
attack.
having a panic attack. Sorry. Um, just catching up here. So, Pam and Becky, you should have an email that is for 20% off code for your next order, and it has the details in there. If you don't see it, get it in contact with us. Carolyn, we did not have a contact information for you. So if you could please contact us at islandersewing@comcast.net, we will get you that code as well. And then Janet was very excited that a couple people guessed what it was. So before we get into that, we just want to let you know kind of what we're doing here today in case you're just joining us. We have a big announcement. A little bit more than what it might traditionally be, some new things happening. And we are going to tell you what that is. We're going to tell you what some free things you might be able to get along the way, and we're going to do a few giveaways within the episode. So all this extra stuff is for our loyal Tuesdays at 2 viewers, and it will be good for today only.
So if there's anything along the way that you would be taking advantage of, that has to be done by the end of this day, which is midnight Eastern time.
So go ahead, Janet.
Well, okay.
You're going to say about the people that guessed correctly.
Yes. So there were 4 people that guessed pretty much on the money. And those 4 people are Teresa Rogue, Diane Fetters, Carolyn Bionda Grassi, and Aline Young. You all guessed pretty darn close. I was really happy to see your guesses. So, what we decided to do is to, of course, the giveaways Jessica was talking about were, as long as you guessed, they drew somebody at random. But since you 4 got it almost exactly on the money, I decided that you might need a new silk organza pressing cloth. So, in your next order, or very shortly if you don't have an order, we're going to send you a half a yard of silk organza so that you've got a spare pressing cloth, because you guys were great. You guessed it, and I think I know how you guessed it because I was wearing it, just as a little hint. And so you picked up on that hint. So our announcement is part of our announcement is a new pattern. And our new pattern,
Do you have it?
do I have it? You know, I do. So our new pattern is called Cardigan Express. And you can, this is the pattern cover, almost ready for printing. But you can see some of them right behind me. And we have 3 views in this pattern. And shall I explain those now, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Brenda. All right. So, view A is going to be over on this side. And what? Oh, I'm backwards. I can't
Which
tell.
one are you going?
These 2 are view A. So the gray and the charcoal are both view A. And all of the Cardigan Express have this very interesting seaming in them. And that seaming creates a very feminine, a feminine silhouette. So it's accenting the bust and the smaller part of the waist. So it even actually can give you an illusion of a more hourglass type figure. So we thought that was kind of cool. Plus, it's a very interesting seaming technique. It's all raw edge, so it's very interesting technique. View A has a self cuff. So all of the cardigans need to be made out of stable knits. Stable knits that have some stretch on the cross grain and hopefully little or no stretch on the vertical. So this one has the self cuff, and this one actually happens to be this really cool, very large loop French terry. And French terry in cotton is an excellent fabric for this project. But we have a couple of others we're going to show you as well. So anyways, this is view A. View A is contoured hem that comes up in the front. But on A, we also have contoured the hem to go down in the back. So this has the high-low hem. And this will be the view that has the high-low hem. And again, this is view A. So then we're going to move on to view B at the other end, which is what I'm wearing. And view B is the same length as view A, but it doesn't have the low hem in back. It comes around even on the sides, but again, it curves up, and again, you have this beautiful seaming. These are sweater knits that we've made these out of, and this is such a fun, I call it a magical combination of fibers because it is so soft and comfortable. I put it on and I was immediately in love with it. It was so comfy. So that one is view B. Now this one does not have a cuff. So what we've done is just made a straight sleeve that you could actually push up if you want that pushed up sleeve look. And in this pattern, and this is a very fast, easy thing to make because there's no, a lot of raw edging, including the hemming. And the hem comes over to the right side because we're only going to use fabrics that are good on both sides. We want an interesting look on both sides. So, for instance, in the heavy looped French terry, you know, it's a huge contrast in that. Where this one's not as great a contrast, but the wrong side of the sweater knit is very smooth, where the right side has got that beautiful ribbing. And we actually took advantage of that ribbing to give us an even more of a feminine silhouette by creating the center piece of the front. It's 3 tiers to each one of these fronts. That center tier, we turned it the opposite direction. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of stretch, so we were able to do that without worrying that it would stretch out of shape. So that is view B. So view C is, well, just a lovely rendition of this pattern that includes pockets. And we love pockets, and these we've even pooched out a little bit. We got a little trick we'll show you in constructing that to create that. But this is made out of a beautiful recycled 100% cotton French terry made in Pakistan. And it is just a dream to work with and very comfortable. Jessica can tell you she's wearing one. But what's also really cool about this one is that when you get it, it's got that loop on the back. But once you wash it to pre-shrink it, and you do need to pre-shrink it, it builds up. And so the texture becomes more attractive, a higher volume. So it's nice and lofty. These also have, let me see if I can spin this one easily enough, but they have, I've created a center back seam in each one. And that's because so many of us need to make adjustments in the back. We either have a hollow back like our Brenda, or we have a rounded back like Janet and Mary. So this will allow you the opportunity when you make your muslin or you do a little fitting back here, you can make sure that it's going to fit you very nicely in the back. This is a much longer version than the other two, so it gives you more of that tunic length jacket. So depending on what you want to wear it over. But the pockets are very nice and generous, and we just love this one. So that is Cardigan Express number 236 in the 3 different versions.
Do you want to move one up here a little bit closer so that I can get a good look at that detail that you're talking about? Yeah, that's good. Of the 3 pieces. Or you could show it on yours.
Mm-hmm. And what's really interesting, I was telling them about this raw edge. So this is all raw edge. We've done a 3-thread serge along the edge and then just pull it over. And what it does, it almost looks like you've trimmed the collar, so it looks like more detail than it really is. And it's just fast and easy. We use the double-sided fusible to hold the hem in place so that it goes together in a breeze. And again, this is very interesting, the seaming here. This is raw edge serged, and the piece underneath it is also, and then they're just laid on top of each other and stitched precisely on the edge of the inside edge, not the outside edge of that serging, so that our raw edge just sticks out enough to create some dimension. So that's what this is all about. There's some dimension and some texture. We also folded the hem of the pocket over to the right side to create a little bit more of that dimension. So we have that as well as the shawl collar. So it's just a lot of fun with texture and dimension and some raw edge seaming, but it goes together in an afternoon. It's a tremendous amount of fun, and it looks like more work than it is. I love those.
Yeah, so you can show them on yours because I'm not sure how well it showed up on the pink with the sweater knit and how she did the middle panel going the opposite way. And again, that gives it a lot of detail, makes it look even more upscale when really you're not doing anything differently than cutting.
Yeah, and just the way that it all goes together at the end when you go to put that hem up, like I told you with the seam tape, it hems the collar to the front and the hem on the bottom to the wrong side. It's kind of magical, but you just go all the way around and you're done. It's just really slick.
All right, so this is the time if you have any questions about this pattern or if you want to see anything more up close. And I know I'm just going to catch up on the comments.
Yeah, I was going to go on about what's also unique about this new pattern.
Um, is view B, Ethel is asking, is view B back hem curved up?
View B back hem curved up. No. It might be hanging wrong at the moment someplace, but no, they're straight. They're nice and straight. You can take the view A hem and add that to any view. So you could have that lower, rounded in the back version if you like in either any of the A, B, or C. So that's what's great. The arm size the same, so you can switch the sleeves with any of them. You can make it longer. You can change the hemline. So everything is all interchangeable.
Yeah, Susan. She wants to see a close up of the back collar. Probably would be best if we just turned you around.
I suppose. Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Or if you want to show mine, Janet. Well, but I don't know. You gotta zoom in. Okay, so hold still.
I can't
There you
see
go.
it.
Yep. Let me know if you have any. You're good, Janet. Oops,
Okay.
sorry.
So
Let me know if you have any questions on that, Susan.
and this is not your everyday shawl collar, because an everyday shawl collar lays flat, completely flat all the way around. And what I did with this one is I specifically designed it to have a bit of a turn in it so that it'll stand up and lay around your neckline very nicely. And you can see that in the samples here, that it just hugs around the neck, so you get a nice framing of the face with it.
The one you have on looks like the back is a little shorter.
That's because have a rounded back, and my adjustment, I was hoping they wouldn't catch that, but my adjustment didn't. I think I'm more rounded than I used to be, and I used an old sloper, and I didn't quite get the adjustment correct. So that's why.
Mary Smith. Oh, wait, hold on, Mary. I'm going to ask your question, but I already know I missed one. Mary Berg wants to know, would a Ponte work?
Well, it would depend on the weight of the Ponte. You know, Pontes come in so many different weights. So it would work as long as it's not too heavy, as long as it's not a bottom weight.
Mary Smith wants to know the size range.
Extra small to 4X. And it comes in two different size ranges. So there's extra small to extra large in one, or there's the plus sizes, 1X through 4X in the other.
All right, so we are, what Janet was starting to talk about, she wants to tell you what's going to be a little bit different about this pattern, because you're used to our pattern guides and how to do an Islander sewing system pattern. We talk about express method, but before we do that, should we do a giveaway?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I have a $10 gift card. We have a little bit of a quiz today. Little quiz, some sewing knowledge for you. So, I'm going to ask you a question, and whoever can answer it first correctly will win a $10 gift card to Islander Sewing Systems for Islander Sewing System products. And the question is, what is the proper seam allowance to use when sewing a neckline? Pam wants to know if there'll be a digital download.
Yes, but it won't be right away. It's going to take a couple of weeks, because now that the pattern is done, now we have to send it out to the graphic artist to create the tiles. So depends on how busy he is. But I would say within the next 10 days to 2 weeks.
Okay, so we wondered if this was going to happen. when we were talking about this in our meeting, two of us said one thing and one said the other. So Janet was looking for a 1/4 inch, but when Michelle and I said 3/8, she said that she would accept it.
Sure.
So how about the first two answers? The first one was Debbie with 3/8, and the second answer was Susan with 1/4. So I will give it to both of you.
Yes.
So Debbie, Brenda, are you listening or no?
I told Jessica, and I said, and if somebody says 5/8, they have to give us $10. As long as you got 1/4 or 3/8, you're on the right track.
Did you get those winners, Brenda, or no? What did she say?
I don't know.
Okay.
She thinks so.
All right. So Janet, did you want to tell them about 1/4 versus 3/8 when sewing a neckline?
Well, if we were making a shirt, a men's shirt, and many of you have made our men's shirt patterns, it would always be 1/4. There's no reason for any more than 1/4. In the knits, a lot of times I do use 3/8, but it really could work as 1/4 as well. So there really isn't a big difference. And I think we do have even one shirt pattern where we did try the 3/8. You know, we're only talking about 1/8 of an inch difference, but when you go all the way up to a 1/2 or a 5/8, then you've got too much fabric, and now guess what you have to do? Well, you have to deal with all of the rippling because it's a neckline, it's a curve, so you're gonna have a lot of extra rippling to deal with, and then you got to trim it off later anyway. So that's why we work with 1/4, because it's easier to do. 3/8 will also be easy to do, and then we have no trimming.
Okay. All right. Well, congrats to those winners. And there was a question, and I can't go back that far now, but it was about Janet's collar looking smooth and not ribbed. But it is ribbed. It's the exact same fabric. Her entire cardigan is made out of the same fabric. So it's just the camera picking up the difference,
This is
probably.
the smooth edge here, and then this is ribbed, but it's ribbed horizontally.
All right, so Diane is asking if we have some of these fabrics in stock, and we are going to get to that, Diane, so I don't want to let you think I'm ignoring your question. But first, I think Janet wants to tell you a little bit about what's the little
What's
different
new
about
this pattern?
Yeah.
So we've always been so proud of our patterns, and we love it when we hear from you and you say, all the pieces fit together. It actually is the size you said it was going to be. And yes, so we're very proud of that. And our wonderful little pattern guides that we produce that you can have right by the machine, and all the steps are in there. And in our previous guides, we even had wonderful illustrations, color coded and everything. So, but we're always about how can we improve. And so we've decided to create what we are calling the Ultimate Pattern Guide. So you will continue to get a booklet, but the booklet will give you each of the steps, and the text will be there outlining each of the steps. It has all of the technique glossary, all the basic information, what kind of fabrics to choose, what size the pattern is, how much fabric to buy, the cutting guides, and everything. However, it comes with a QR code. Does this one have it in here yet? Yes. So our new pattern guide has a QR code. And when you click on that QR code, it'll take you straight to the video guide that goes along with this paper guide. So you will follow along with the paper guide. We even have left some places for you to make like a little note. So if I say something in the video that you want to be sure to remember, you can make yourself a little note there, or whatever notes that might be important to you. And in each of the steps of the guide, you're going to have the timestamp of the video. So if it was just one aspect of the garment and you wanted to see see me do it again, you'd be able to just go straight there by knowing what the timestamp was. But again, the QR code with your cell phone will take you right to the beginning of the video, which will be housed on YouTube. So, and again, it sizes extra small, which is like a 4-6, all the way to a 4X. The measurements are on here. And we've even done a little thing on the inside to help you understand how to choose sizes, because it's still a mystery to so many sewers. And one of the big issues, as we all know, it's the same as going to the department store and trying clothes on. You take 3 different sizes into the dressing room because you never know what size you are, because of the manufacturers creating their own size criteria. And that happens in patterns as well. But what we want you to do is always look at the body measurements. Then the body measurements that this pattern says. So like, for instance, a size 8 says it fits a 36 to 38 inch bust. You're going to check your bust measurement and subtract that. So let's say you're a 36 inch bust and this fits a 39, you're going to subtract. That's 3 inches difference. 3 inches of ease is just about the right amount. 3 to 4 inches of ease is what you're looking for in a garment like this, because it's an over garment. So you got to have a little bit of ease because you're putting it over something. So if you get to a measurement in here that is only going to give you 1 inch of ease, then you might want to go up a size, at least in the bust area or whatever that area is for you. But in this pattern, the only thing that's really, really important is the bust, because it kind of flows from there. So it's very loose fitting. So if it fits you in the bust, it's likely to fit you everywhere else. Was there anything else? I think I covered it. Again, the cutting guides are in here, so you still have that. Is a very simple garment to cut out because all the pieces are cut too. So you're just going to fold your fabric in half, put your pieces on there, obviously straight, and that'll be that. It'll be really quick to cut out as well as to construct.
Okay, lots of excited people.
Okay.
Lots of excited feedback for your video guide.
Ultimate pattern guide.
Ultimate pattern guide. And sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties, so that's what I'm working on. So Tony is asking if she wants to know what sizes we're wearing. I only know what size I'm wearing.
We're wearing medium.
Okay, we're both wearing mediums, and mine is the longer version. So that might be a little bit of the difference. Mm-hmm. Whereas Janet's is the shorter.
Yeah, that's get pressed.
I know. I was running around.
Yeah.
But I love the pockets. Love, love, love. Can't do without
And they're at just the right angle, too.
Yep, your hands slip.
And with a knit pocket, you do need it to pouch out, be a little bit three-dimensional. So you'll like that. We show you how to do that as well.
Mary Smith is asking, is there any way to get both sized patterns with just one set of instructions?
Oh. Well, no. No. And I'll tell you why. There are some patterns where we put all the sizes in, but when we're doing it now so much on that white paper, it becomes so thick and so heavy that it costs more to ship it. So it costs you more, and most people don't need that large a size range, we're finding. So that's why we split it up, Mary, trying to be frugal with your shipping costs and paper as well. So, I mean, 2 sets of instructions isn't bad.
Okay. So I know I missed a couple questions, but we're going to get to
another giveaway.
Fabric question and a couple other ones I know we're going to get to because it's not letting me scroll back. But let's do another giveaway. And then the first 2 winners, I have confirmation, Debbie and Susan. Brenda has put that $10 credit on your account. So when you are ready to go shopping, It's already ready for you. You don't need a coat or anything. And then I am going to ask another little trivia question. And this one is pretty specific to Islander. So if you have been around, it shouldn't be hard. And the question is, what is the proper way to hold your fabric while you are sewing so you don't have to use pins? And I'll give you a hint.
It's the right hand.
That's not my hint.
Oh.
So now you get 2 hints. This is something that Janet says a lot when she's giving classes, tutorials, sew-alongs. Okay, the first in my feed, gotta scroll up, luckily it's still letting me, is Mary Smith, thumb under, fingers on top.
Excellent.
Say it with me. Thumb under, fingers on top. Mary Smith. And Mary, I know Brenda will be able to put that on your account.
If you're taking my no pins, no basing, no kidding class, I'm doing that in Manhattan in July for ASG conference. And I will say that over and over again. But you know what? The reason is I want it to be drilled into your head, because so many times people forget, or they do it backwards and they've got thumb on top and fingers, and then they're twisting their hand and it's not comfortable. So I want to make sure you remember the right way.
And Debbie is definitely remembering, because she says my grandchildren even know that.
That's excellent. I had some students who made a little sticker and stuck it on their machine to remind them, because it is a new habit you have to get into. And if you've been sewing for 20 or 30 years, or even 4 or 5, you're used to a certain way of doing it. And it's so easy to fall back into that habit.
Let's see. Liz says she even hears it in hears your voice when she hears it. Me too, Liz. In my nightmares.
It's a mother's job.
Okay, so now it's a mantra. That's right, Becky. It's a mantra. Should we do another one, or talk about
something else that's exciting?
Something else that's exciting. Do it.
All right. So, as some of you have already inquired and are probably figured, we do have some great kits. So when I went to New York a couple months ago, that's the reason I went to New York. And I couldn't tell you, but I was sourcing out what would be some of the best fabrics for this project. So we've created 3 kits, one for each version. Now, kit A, we have it only in the large loop. So, and the reason that this one is good for kit A, and this is that charcoal one that was in the sample, is that this is very spongy and very stretchy. It's so cozy as a garment, but it has enough stretch that you can actually do the reverse side and make the cuffs out of this one. The other knits are not quite that stretchy, because we really do want them to be more stable. So kit A is in this wonderful luxe heavy large loop. I've never seen that large of a loop in French terry before. It's pretty cool. So that's kit A. And then we have kit B is sweater knits. And we have 3 different colors of this ribbed sweater knit. So, of course, you've seen the pink and you've seen the red. We also have it in a dark charcoal gray. So, it's the red, it's what I'm wearing. So, this is B.
And what comes in the kit?
In the kit, you're going to get, and we've never done this before, but, remember the first of the year we were cleaning our studios and we were organizing? Guess what I found? A whole box of Islander Sewing Systems sew-in garment labels. So everybody that buys a kit's going to get one of the labels. They'll get the pattern, of course, and they get one roll of the double-sided tape. And I know a lot of you may already have the tape or gotten them with other kits, but this is the full circumference. So it goes all the way around this collar and then all the way around the hem. So you need a fair amount. And so we thought that would be good to be put in the kit. Then this stuff is to die for. And this was my hard find. And that is cotton French terry. And remember, I wrote an article a couple months ago about cottons being, there being you can't bring cottons from certain areas of China into the United States anymore because they're using slave labor. It's a group of people called the Uyghurs, and they're enslaved by the Chinese, and they do a lot of the fabrics. So the United States said, no, we're not taking any more of your cotton created by slave labor. So then the prices went way up on chenille, and I couldn't find it. Well, I found a really great source out of Pakistan. This is 100% recycled cotton, and this is the stuff that lofts way up once you wash it, and you get that really nice, pretty loop here. So, and be sure to pre-wash it because it does shrink up a little bit. And what else? Oh, so we have this in 2 colors. So we have it in this lovely teal, and this teal is very difficult to photograph the color. It keeps coming out blue. It's not blue, it's not green, it's teal.
It's a very, very beautiful teal.
Yes. And in this kit, which is View C, you also get the matching ribbing. So like Jessica has on the cuff here. So you get a nice matching ribbing, dyed to match. And that would be View C. So all of these are on the website.
They are on the website as of like 3 minutes ago. So if you were looking before,
But they will not ship this week. We're shipping next week.
oh yes, very important.
Just because we're just putting some finishing touches on what we need to print for this. So we're almost there, but some of us are more nervous than others about getting it done on time.
Okay, so I know that somebody had asked earlier, can we pre-order it? Yeah.
Yes, we're taking
So that's where we're
pre-orders
at
today.
right now. And I'm going to post the link. I mean, I know some of you already found it on your own. I'm going to post the link. I am going to post the link to the kits. But first, I want you to know about more
Giveaways.
yes, more free items. So the first 5 people to pre-order a kit are going to get, I can't even believe this, Janet suggested this, and we all went along with it because we love you. The Custom Bodice DVD by Connie Crawford. It says retails on our website for $41.95. So the first 5 people to buy a kit, regardless of how many kits you buy, because somebody asked, are they allowed to buy more than one?
Yeah.
So, first 5 people to make a purchase of a kit, 1 kit or more, will receive this with your order.
And I was going to tell them something and now I've lost it.
And then everybody who today pre-orders a kit will receive one of Janet's favorite notions in one of in her studio, and that is the 6-inch ruler.
Yes, and Michelle recommended this, and Michelle is she came to us by way of Tuesdays at 2 being a viewer, but she doesn't live far, so she started working here and helping us out, and she suggested it because we use it. We use that ruler in putting up the hem all the way around this cardigan because it's a 3/4 inch hem. So it'll come in handy if you're purchasing a kit.
Okay, real quick, I'm sorry. I have a couple people saying that they don't see the extra small to extra large in View C, but I see it. So I'm going to put the link directly to that one as well. I see it on here, so I don't know why maybe it's not coming up for you. View C, extra small to extra large. I just put that link right before it. I put a link to all of our kits.
Yeah, you just go to all kits.
So this, all the giveaway stuff, just to be clear, is on the pre-order of the kits for the Cardigan Express.
Yeah,
you
they
guys
should be
can check
side by
those out.
side, each kit.
So anybody who orders today by midnight will receive that 6-inch ruler. It comes in so handy. It's also, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's all Islander labeled. It's got our little logo. I mean, it's a 6-inch ruler. It's not very big on there. But it has our logo on there. So you'll always remember us while you're sewing. And it can be a reminder to thumb under, fingers on top.
We
should put that on the roller.
Yeah, we should put that on there.
Okay, so hopefully you guys are seeing all those kits now. And while you're taking a look, I'll ask another question.
All right.
I need a... Now go. Okay, what is... Okay, the $10 gift card. $10, it's really like a credit on your account because most of you already purchased with us. For $10 off your next order, what is the best tool for flattening seams, especially when you're getting ready to top stitch? All right, hold on. Let me see. Go back. Patricia. Patricia Herschel.
Yeah. Hi, Patricia.
You get the $10
And it's
credit.
a clapper. So for those of you who don't know what a clapper is, this is it. It's a hard wood. It's specifically designed to be easy to hold. And once you press a seam, give it some steam. When you remove the iron, you push this down on it and hold it for a few seconds with a little bit of pressure. It sucks the steam out, dries the seam, and keeps it flat. And now your seam looks beautiful, especially if you need to top stitch it. You won't have a bunch of little rippled bumps to send your stitching out of line. It'll be nice and flat, and you can zip right through just like a pro. So that is a tailor's tool, and it's called a clapper.
Okay, Leslie says she ordered. Which one or more did you order, Leslie? She might have been the one that asked if you could order more than one thing.
Okay.
You do not need, the way that our kits work, Elaine is asking, do you need to add fabric amount to your order?
Not unless for some reason that you need to make it a lot longer. We always give you a little smidge more, and we always take into consideration shrinkage. So, yeah, you should be just fine.
Yes, and Carol says in regards to the clapper, quilters have started using them as well, as they should. It's a great tool.
I love it when they call it a quilter's tool, though. They won't admit they borrowed it from us tailors, but it's okay. We love them.
Tamara, I'm going to give you, I'm seeing that kit on the site, and I think people can...
It's important to note, too, that all of our kits are 20% off. So we've discounted all the products that we would sell you if you were buying it a la carte, add it together and subtract 20% from it. So the kit is your best deal, actually, your very best option. And you know you have the right fabric and then, for the stable knit and, all of the things, and nice on one side and nicer on the other. What are you looking at?
Well, I thought you were answering the question that I was answering.
No.
Yeah, that's clear now. So, So whoever was looking for that kit, I am linking it on its own. I don't know why some people are not seeing it. So I wanted to make sure that you see extra small to extra large. Um,
They should be right side by side. So there should be, the same picture and everything for the kit. There should be two side by side. One will be your plus sizes and one will be your smaller sizes.
something, obviously multiple people are having the same issue, so there's something going on.
I know we had trouble yesterday with our internet, with our emails and everything. Could be spooks in the internet.
Somebody had asked if the cotton pills.
No.
We
No.
would not do that to you.
No, this is not a. If you buy a really cheap cotton pill,
But not, they asked specifically about the
About that,
recycled
yeah.
cotton, this recycled cotton.
no, I don't anticipate it to pill at all. We've been working with it for several weeks. We don't see any unusual wear. So my answer is no.
And yes, so Laura's asking, will the first 5 ordering the kit or just the pattern? This is for the
Kit.
pre-order of the kit. Is all the giveaways are on the
Yes.
kit, but of course you're welcome to.
You certainly can purchase the pattern
the
a la
pattern.
carte. We're happy to provide this excellent pattern for you. So, but we do love to create the kits and pull fabrics together that we know can guarantee success.
All right, Karen, is the pink a pale pink or a rose color?
Well, it is right over there on the table. There's a piece of fabric, a scrap, and it's a nice.
I would say, Karen, just to make it confusing, somewhere in between. It is not, I would not consider it a pale pink.
I think I put the crayon on it. Oh, yep. But I don't think you get to
It's like a
see the
dusty,
crayon.
I would say, I would use the
Yeah.
term dusty.
And that's one that's been washed, so you can see how much it
Oh
poofed
yeah,
up
I'll
the.
give you the loops. The loops, loopy loop. Oh, that's a good zoom. Good.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. So that's like what you're seeing on the reverse side of my collar. And it just gives it that extra texture. And of course, you could do it the other way if you wanted.
Right.
But
If you could just flip it the other way, of course, on the edge of the collar, if you flipped it the other way, then you'd have on this edge the loop side.
where is the size measurement located, Arlene?
The size measurement. If you I'll bet you on the kit. Yeah, on the kit there should be. Brenda, we put that back of the pattern cover on the kit. I don't know if we remember.
No, we didn't, but I will get that for you.
You can either go and look at the pattern separately, and it does have the pattern cover. But in the meantime, if you wait 5 minutes, Brenda's going to put it on there. But she's got 6 of them to do it too, so it'll take a couple of minutes. So sizing, it's our basic sizing, but it's slightly different. So I do think you want to wait and look at it.
I'm gonna put a link to just the pattern which has it if you want to take a look while you're waiting.
Yeah. This is a general size because it is a sweater, sweatshirt, jackety kind of thing.
Ethel wants to know if polar fleece will work.
If it is a lighter weight polar fleece, the thing that I would be concerned about is the quality of polar fleece because you're going to end up with the fuzzy side of the polar fleece showing, if that's what the type of polar fleece you're talking about. And that might not be pretty after a few washings. So just, be advised and make sure that you choose. Now, some polar fleece it's got a texture on the other side. That could be very cool. I've seen some with a grid. So, but if it's just your basic Aunt Joanne's fabric store polar fleece, I probably wouldn't do it.
Agreed. Pam, can you send us an email with that question? islandersewing@comcast.net. And Brenda or Janet will help you with that when we get off of here. And then, like I said, a little bit of technical difficulty. So if you have a question that I have not answered yet, or I have not said yet, and you still need it answered, please let me know now, and I will not let the comments get away from me. So again, this is pre-order.
Yes, pre-order will be shipping next week, God willing, and the creek doesn't rise. And remember, they're 20% off. And for the first time, people are going to get Islander sewing labels. So I think that's kind of fun. Kit C does come with the coordinating ribbing.
Are all the views in the pattern included in the kit?
Okay, I'm not sure, but I think I know the question is she's getting to is like if she buys kit A, can she make view C? Not necessarily.
Could she make it out of, now she has the pattern, she could make it.
She can make any view out of the pattern, obviously. And I will tell you, it goes like this. In the smaller range, it's 2 yards for view A. It's 2¼ yards for view B. And it's 2¾ yards for view C. So if you bought an A kit, you're not making a C. So if that helps. Yeah. So I certainly, you could buy a B buy a B and make an A. And you could buy a C and make an A or a B. But always consider that, do you need ribbing? Because A calls for using the self fabric. Do you have to? No. If you can find ribbing someplace else that will coordinate, you could do that. Or you could hem the sleeve and use the sleeve from view B and just hem the sleeve. So you have some options. But when it comes to buying an A kit and making a C, that won't happen because the C is quite a bit longer, so it needs more fabric.
I hope that helps Leslie.
Yeah, I know.
Mary wants to know, will the kit fabric be available as yardage?
Eventually. But what happens, Mary, is when we introduce something like this, and it's a whole new pattern even, we're really excited. The kits go, and the yardage goes, and we can't keep track of inventory, and everything goes a little wonky. So we're only going to make the sweater knits available by the yard, but the French terry for view C are not.
Okay, the back cover is on the kits now, Brenda is saying, if you needed to look at those measurements. And let's do one more.
Oh,
One
yeah.
more.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
more giveaway of the $10 credit. And that question, are you ready? Put your thinking caps on. What is the best way to pre-shrink interfacing? What is the best way to pre-shrink interfacing? Do, 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 do. Thank you, Aline. She said she ordered 2. She loves the style and the fabric. And oh my, people gotta be hanging out here.
Ooh, we found some people that
Yeah, all right. Aline,
Aline,
you got it, girl.
I will tell you the answer, people. You don't.
She tricked you.
You
She tricked
never pre-shrink interfacing. This is the biggest bad joke that was ever played on home sewers. It makes me sad every time I see an article in a magazine or online that says, here, I found a way to pre-shrink the interfacing. No, no. If you're buying interfacing that shrinks, throw it away. Now, we sell 3 different types of interfacing. They're all professional grade, and none of them shrink. Because could you imagine? See, we're sewing garments. In garment factories, they sew garments every day. The whole planet's wearing garments that have interfacing in them. They could not possibly be pre-shrinking the interfacing for all the garments they make in the factory. So guess what? It doesn't shrink. So anything that you're purchasing, I do a test to make sure it doesn't shrink, and then I'd stop wasting my time shrinking it. But if it shrinks, I would throw it away. It is not quality. It's not going to give you the support it should either if it's that poor of quality. And I have come across those, and it's made me sick because the garment's just pretty much never going to be as nice. So go to our website. At the top in the black bar, there is a link called Mythbusters. And that is one of the myths that I busted. And there's probably 15 more on there. So you might find some useful information. You may not always agree with me, but I give my plain good old common sense and lifetime of experience information there for you to take a look at. So again, that's Mythbusters, and you'll find the link. It's a free PDF download. You can read it online, or you can print it out and share it with your friends.
Okay. So, just to recap. We had 3 winners last week: Pam Clark, Becky Meyer, and Carolyn Weinert. And Carolyn, we're looking for your contact information so we can get you that code. Email us islandersewing@comcast.net. Diane says, you tricked me for sure. I knew that. But in the moment, you're like, your brain.
Well, Jessica did give me a little side eye. She goes, that's a trick question. I said, yes, it is.
We had a lot of winners today. Those credits will be on your account. They should all be there already, except for maybe the last one. Nope, it's there. Brenda's fingers are moving.
She's moving.
All of the kits and patterns are pre-order right now. If you order by midnight Eastern time today, or 11:59 Eastern time, you will receive our 6-inch ruler for free with your purchase, which is already 20% off. The kits are already 20% off. The first 5 who ordered today, because I am certain from the comments that we are already past that, will receive Connie's Custom Bodice DVD, which is a $41.95 value on our website. If you have any questions at all about the kits, the pattern, anything Islander, give us an email. Islandersewing@comcast.net is the best way to get a quick response. And I saw the organza, so I forgot to add that. Janet has given the organza away to the 4 people
who guessed closest to what our surprise was, which was Teresa Rogue, Diane Jones-Fetters, Carolyn Bionda Grassi, and Aline Young.
Yes. Okay, so that is our big announcement. That is what Janet has been working on day and night, night and day to get ready for you.
And Brenda and everybody else here. But we're really happy with it. We're happy with our finished project. And certainly I'll be thrilled to see when you've made yours. I can't wait to hear how much you like it, and I love to see pictures. I know we haven't figured out how you can post on our Facebook page. The metasphere has changed again. So send us the pictures and we'll post them because we definitely want to see whether you use a kit or not. We want to see what you make, and if you make any changes, we'd love to see those as well because they're always inspiring.
All right, so you know how to reach us. Congrats to all our winners and all our future winners of your rulers and DVDs. And in our eyes, you're all winners.
Happy sewing, everyone. We can't wait to get back here next month. We will be here the first Tuesday in next month, and with lots of sewing fun. I'm Janet Prey, and this is Jessica Johnson. We're here with Islander Sewing Systems. Thank you so much for being a part of our special event. Have a great week.